Hello, Master Your Magic folks. It is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. So happy Wednesday. So glad that you are here to join me live. If you are live, please let me know where you are coming and watching me from, or you're tuning in from. Please say hello so I know that you're here. Hey, Ellen, how are you, my witchy sister? Hope you're doing well. If you're brand new to me, I would love to introduce myself to you. My name is Madam Z, and I'm a Magickal Life coach, and I empower women through magic, and I remove all the fluff and BS from witchcraft so you can get to Witchin FAST, because Lord knows we don't have time to waste anymore. So if you're new for me, hold on one second. Allergies today is killing me. Make sure you hit hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. If you're new, hit hashtag new so I can welcome you into the group. Hi Christina, happy Witchy Wednesday. How are you? So, I'm probably going to apologize a little bit for coughing. My allergies are really bad. So, hopefully, I won't cough your ear off. So, thank you all for being here. So glad that you are joining me live. So, I need some of Ellen's elderberry tea. So, let's jump right in and let's talk about some of the reasons why your spells aren't working. Hey Lynn, thanks for joining me live. Happy Wednesday. And I know it's a lot of questions you guys have about why your spells aren't working. So if you're having problems with spells, please type in the comment what worked for you, what didn't work for you, so we can have a conversation and I can give you some tips on what you should be able to do to get that energy moving. So Christina said allergies from the smoke from the fireworks here. Yeah. It's crazy. It's bad. Every time I cough, I'm like, oh my gosh, is it COVID? I'm like, I ain't been nowhere. So, it's just crazy now. It's just crazy. So let's jump into it because I know you guys are super busy and you have things to do. So let's talk about, for me, I put 3 reasons in there, but I'm going to give you an extra one. I'm going to give you a bonus reason why some of your spells aren't working. So I know that you guys are really interested in changing your circumstances and becoming a master spellcaster. And when you first start doing spell work, it may not turn out exactly how you want it to turn out. So you become discouraged and you become just like it's not going to work, it's a waste of time, all kinds of things are going through your mind, and you just kind of quit. So, especially for newbie witches who are very much want this stuff to work instantly. So, I want to give you some tips on why things aren't working for you and to give you some encouragement to keep going. Don't stop. Just because a spell doesn't work for you doesn't mean that spells do not work. It just means the timing's off. Maybe you're not ready to receive. Maybe you need to do some inner work, but I don't want you to stop doing your magic and quit completely doing spell work, because it will happen. I promise you it will happen. Lynn said, I haven't done many. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm just learning about spells. I'm always scared to do it wrong. And that's the number one thing that a lot of my students fear, is that if they do it wrong, they're going to call in a demon or something, which is absolutely not true. Or you're going to ask for the wrong thing, or, if you ask for money, then your Aunt Betty's going to die so you can inherit the money, which is not true. So there's a lot of stigmas around spell work that keeps you from doing spell work and keeps you playing small and keeps you from actually asking for the universe. So you're not going to do anything bad, I promise you. You just need to have the confidence to do it. So Christina said, I think spells just didn't work out before because of lack of faith. Correct. Now I just do the spells I expect to work, and it does. Christina and I, just a little bit of backstory, just did a spell. She did a big group spell, and we worked with Saint Expedite, and that's the first time I ever worked with Saint Expedite, and I was amazed how powerful Saint Expedite is in magical workings. I know that saints are usually part of the craft that comes in, and you can use the saints to do your workings, especially a lot of Christian witches use saints. But I never, so I'm not like, I don't know what the hell saints are. I've heard about saints workings, but I just never used them. And we had really great results. Christina and her group and me had really great results with Saint Expedite, bringing that energy in with him. So I'm like, oh, Saint Expedite, he's my man now. I'm going to be calling on Saint Expedite all the time. So he's the first time I ever used and brought in that energy and did the whole spell work with him with an amazing results. So I'm so glad that Saint Expedite is part of my craft now. So thank you, Expedite. Mariah said, and being clear and specific helps a lot. Confidence will come. Yes, it will. Christina said, you can speak with the Mercury instead of Saint Expedite. Oh, okay, work with Mercury. I kind of like Saint Expedite, though. I'm kind of going to stick with him for a little bit. I like him. We worked really well together, so I'm going to stick with him for a while. So let's look at the number one reason why your spells don't work. And Mariah talked a little bit about this. It's because you're lacking self-confidence in your magical abilities. It's because the self-doubt will creep in. For example, self-doubt in every area of your life. Whether it is self-doubt in your job, self-doubt in your relationship, stinking thinking is what I call it, or self-doubt in your magical abilities. And it's interesting because your magic abilities will spill over into your everyday life, into the muggle world. So if you are lacking self-confidence in any area of your life, your spells probably will not work. If you're asking for money and you have the self-doubt that, hey, I can't manage money, or I'm horrible with money, and I don't deserve, clients to pay me, or I don't deserve this raise, or I don't deserve people paying me for my services, then the universe is not going to give you any kind of money or any kind of prosperity. The self-confidence and self-doubt that you are lacking in your everyday life is going to spill over into your magical workings. Trust me, I know. Especially with baby witches who are just like, they're so instant now. We have this whole instant society, and this whole like, it has to happen now, that if it doesn't happen on the first time, then you guys, I suck at being a witch, I can't do it. And that's not true at all. You don't believe that you deserve what you're asking for, and this is a lot of issues that a lot of my female clients have, especially when asking for money or relationships or love. If you're doing a love spell and you're just like, oh, I want this and I want this and I want this, to be a millionaire, and I want him to treat me well, and I want him to look really good, and blah blah blah. You're like, but really I don't deserve that. So your inner voice is telling you, no, I don't deserve that. I'm not wifey material, or I don't look good enough to attract, Fabio, or whatever it is, or I'm only a waitress, and why the hell would a millionaire be interested in waitress? I don't bring anything to the table. So in the back of your mind while you're setting up this spell, those negative thoughts start coming in, and the universe knows what's happening. So the universe is like, this chick over here has no self-confidence whatsoever, so I'm not even going to waste my time. She needs to work on herself before she even starts working on any magic. And so that is why the universe is telling you that you need to work on yourself before you do any magical workings. Along with lacking the self-confidence is thinking while you're doing this spell, you're thinking like, this is impossible. I'm asking for way too much. It's impossible. This is never going to happen. But you're going through all the emotions of setting up the spells, right? Getting the candles, getting the oils, finding the moon phases, getting the crystals, getting your energy correct. But then in the back of your mind, like, this is impossible. There's no way the universe can ever make this happen. Even though you may not say that out loud, and you're just thinking it, the universe always knows, Goddess will always know, what are you thinking? Are you aligned with what you're supposed to be doing? And the universe will say, oh, this person's not ready. And that's one of the reasons why it won't work for you, is because the lack of confidence in your magic abilities, in your life, and you're thinking that it's impossible for this to even work. So we need to start switching how you view spells and how you view yourself. And let's see. It shouldn't be frozen. I'm good on my end. Let me catch up on comments. Mariah said, it being clear and specific helps a lot. Confidence will come. I already talked about that. Saint Expedite, we talked about that. That has been amazing. Saint Expedite. I know. I'm so excited about Saint Expedite. I just love him. He did really well for me. So Princess said, oh man, I don't think I'm ready for saints or spells. I'm a new witch and working slowly, yes, and hesitantly because of past experiences with religion. I have a lot of clients that still suffer from the Christianity wound. So that is something that we work on together for sure, because it's just not about magic. I'm just going to throw you in, because what happens when you start doing magic and you start being empowered, some shit and thinking programmed shit is going to come up that you're going to have to work through. So it's not just I'm going to throw you in and here light a candle or do the spell, because there's going to be all kinds of deprogramming that has to go on along with you becoming self-confident in your craft and who you are. So that's not uncommon, Princess. It's not. But kudos to you for keep doing it, even though you may not be ready to dive deep into it real fast. You're still doing it, so kudos to you. Ellen said that hits a nail on the head for me. Yep. Self-confidence. No, frozen. I think we're good. Okay, all good. So Princess says, I just don't want to be disappointed anymore, but you're right. Here's the thing. Let me tell you. Y'all gonna be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I've been doing this for 25 plus years now. Master spellcaster. I teach this shit, and I'm telling you, I still get disappointed. Sometimes my spells don't work because, even though I've been doing this for many years and I'm a master spellcaster, sometimes my heart isn't in it. Sometimes the universe is like, no, girl, you ain't ready. You got some shit you got to clear out, or it's not the right time for you. So I get frustrated. So that's normal, and you're going to have disappointments in your spell work, but you keep doing it. You don't ever give up. Don't confuse resting versus and quitting. Take a break, but don't ever quit. You can take 24 hours. You can take, a cycle of rest to journal, to figure out what didn't work. And that's why it is so important, you guys, when you keep your spell journal. That's why it's important to keep a spell journal, so you can see what worked, what didn't work, what you want to add. Do you want to be more focused, so that you know next time what you need to tweak and what you need to do? So that's why journaling and keeping a spell journal is so important. But it's okay if you're disappointed. It's okay if it doesn't work, but you keep fucking doing the magic. You keep growing. You keep pushing through it. You don't ever give up on yourself, your dreams, your magic, your power, because that is not what we do here. We do not give up on you, and we do not let you give up on yourself. So keep pushing through, keep doing it. If it doesn't work out, then just say for some reason it's not supposed to work out. The universe has better plans for me, but I'm still going to do my magic. I'm still going to light the candle. I'm still going to manifest. I'm still going to do the damn thing. So it's practice, because there's so much more to spell casting than just herbs and oils and candles and moon phases, and that's why I'm going to talk about that in a little bit when I get down to my other points. So, yep, definitely still in the self-work area. It's good. Everybody starts somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. So you're good. Just keep doing it. Christine said, great advice, don't quit, just rest and reevaluate. Yep, don't ever quit. Just rest. Look at things. Sometimes it's the hanged man kind of energy. If anybody here is a master tarot reader or loves tarot, it's a hanged man opportunity for you. Reevaluate, look at things that worked and didn't work, what you can do differently. But the hanged man always unchains himself and keeps moving forward. It's just a little moment of tweaking things. So Lisa said, thank you. Christina, most of the time we look back and see how the spells actually did work. Just not the way we expected. Correct. It works in some forms. Sometimes you have put a time frame on it and you're like, well, fuck, that didn't work. I asked for a new man in 2 weeks and that spell didn't work, but you know, this new man manifested in my life maybe 6 months from now. But oh, well, that spell didn't work. Or the man manifested in your life that wasn't exactly what you want him to be. Maybe he's a little bit shorter than you wanted him to be. But yeah, that spell didn't work. That's not true at all. So you need to be a little bit more forgiving about your spells. You need to be more understanding of the universe has the plan for you. Seriously. And Princess said, this is what I don't know I needed to hear. This is what I didn't know I needed to hear. Oh, okay. I think finding these groups is the best thing I've done for myself in years. Congratulations. We're so glad you're here, Princess. So glad. You'll learn and you'll grow. And people make mistakes and witches make mistakes. And, you know, the whole thing about being a witch is that you keep going. You keep doing it. You don't ever give up. Never give up. So number 2, you aren't clear enough on what you're asking for. You need to, one of the biggest things is that you're asking the universe for way too much. For example, if you're doing a spell work for a man, I'm just going to say man, whatever, significant other, lover, whatever it is. You're like, okay, universe, I'm going to write on my piece of paper, all my roses are here, all my pink is here, you know. I'm wearing all my lavender and all my rose quartz, and, you know, I've got all these cool scents going on. And I'm writing down what I want, and I want him to be 6'1". He has to live within 10 miles from me. He has to drive this kind of car. He has to make this kind of money. He has to have this kind of job. He has to want 2.3 kids or whatever. He has to be able to travel. He has to have dark hair. He has to weigh this much. And the universe is like, girl, that's impossible. He's way over in Australia, and he's married. So what the fuck is that? That ain't ever going to happen. So you have to be realistic, and this is another thing, is that you have to be realistic with your goals. You cannot say, okay, I want $1 million, I want to win the lottery. Okay, the chances are of you winning the lottery is very slim. Okay, so you have to make sure you ask for the universe something that isn't too much. You have to be fucking realistic about what you're asking for, what your goals are, and you have to like face it with, man, I'm asking way too much. I'm being more specific. Instead, you need to ask for, I want some new clients coming in to bring in more money, and write down a specific amount of money. You need to ask for, hey, I need a relationship where a man appreciates me, loves me unconditionally, supports me, and is there for me by my side. So that kind of thing. Don't make it so specific that it becomes unrealistic for it to happen, because you become disappointed. And, you know, we talked about disappointment also, but that's just totally unrealistic. Seriously unrealistic. So make sure you ask the universe that something that could really happen. Okay? So be realistic in your spell casting. Let's see. Aw, thanks, Lynn. You guys are so sweet. I love this group too. So, the next one is very, very, very important. I should have put this as number 1. But the reason why some of your spells aren't working is because you're lacking the magical foundations that you need. And I talked about this earlier. It's not about the crystals. It's not about lighting the candle. It's not about what oils you have. Are they all synchronizing? You've got so much pre-work to do in your magical foundations before you even light that candle, before you put your altar up. You've got to know the basics of witchcraft before you can do any spell work. And that is your grounding techniques. Your intentions are clear. How to center, how to visualize, how to cast a circle if you want to cast a circle, how to raise energy, how to manipulate energy, how to read energy. I mean, if you're sitting here like, this just doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, you don't fucking do it. But if you don't know the magical foundations of, or what I call the pre-work of spell work, you are not going to be successful because you have not mastered a lot of the magical foundations you need before you even light that candle. It's almost like building a house. If you don't have the foundation strong, all 4 corners, your house is going to fall in and it's not going to work and it's going to crumble down and you're going to be like, shit, I just wasted all this time. So let's build a solid magical foundation for you so you can be that spellcaster, that person who is self-confident in your life and in your spells, and you can be successful in your spell casting. So it's just not about lighting the candle. It's just not about collecting all this shit. If you saw my live on Tuesday, I was on a rant Tuesday with y'all. And for my newbies, you're probably like, who is this girl? She's like off her mess. So that was probably a new introduction to some people to me. But I was, and it's very rare I go on rants, but when I get fired up, I get fired up. And so Tuesday I was fired up. So there's a lot of foundation that you guys are missing. So before you even go light the candle or do your spell work. Let's see. Alicia said, and isn't it important to think about what you need to release as well? Yes. And surrender to. In order to manifest love, I need to release fear of being loved. Correct. And that is the whole thing. That's that negative thinking that I talk about. Because there's much more to spell work than just putting up the spell. And there's much more to being a witch than just wearing all black and, you know, howling at the moon. Because witches deal with a lot of shadow side, which means looking at things that have wounded them in the past, that is keeping them from playing small in their life. You know, maybe it's that childhood memory that is so painful, you're like, I worked on therapy for so many years on this, I still can't deal with it. Or maybe it's the mother-daughter wound, or maybe it's an ancestor, or maybe, you know, you have a vow of poverty or something. But it's always something that comes up for you that needs to be released. And that is another reason why spells don't work for you and stuff will come up, because you still have in the back of your mind that lack of self-confidence or that block that comes up that you didn't even know you were aware of, but the universe is like, I'm not going to make that happen for you until you clear this up. You got to figure this shit out first before I give you a man, because if I give you the right man, you are going to sabotage that relationship because you can't even love yourself to realize that this person is an ideal person for you, and I bought this person into you to help you, to love you, to be there for you, to support you, and you can't even do it for yourself. So you need to heal your shit before I can bring this person in. Okay? Christina said Tuesday was great. It was Firecracker Tuesday. Man, I should have Firecracker Friday, man. I should just go on rants on every Friday. Right? So, number 4, and I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, some of y'all witches are just plain lazy. You cannot expect your spell to work if you don't put any effort into the mundane or muggle life. If you're doing a spell and you're, you know, got everything together, you know, took my class, you're working with me, and you're like, all right, I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to do a spell on money or, you know, job opportunity. And then you light the candle and you do all your affirmations and you're feeding the spell. And then you just sit back there, you know, you've done your hour of working, and then you're just sitting there on the Netflix for the next 3 days, not calling clients, not trying to ask your boss for a raise, not putting out resumes, not networking, not doing the shit that accompanies that spell. You still have to do the muggle crap, as much as we hate it, along with your magical workings. You cannot be lazy in your magical workings. If you're lazy in your everyday life, your magic is not going to work. It's a complementary of what you're doing in your everyday life. If you decide like, hey, I'm in a new town, I want to make some new friends, so you do a friendship spell or a friendship sachet or, you know, something like that, but then all you do is just sit back in the corner and expect people to come to you and make friends with you. It's not going to happen. You have to get out. You have to, you know, go online. Maybe you have to go on some dating sites now. Maybe you have to do virtual meetings or, you know, meetups that are virtual. But you have to put yourself out there. You cannot be lazy in your witchcraft and think that your spell is going to work. You have to put the effort into it. Some spells are faster than others. Some days spells are 7-day spells, monthly spells. I have an altar that goes all the time. All the time. I'm always feeding it. I'm always activating it. I'm always rearranging it. I'm doing what I need to do to keep that altar active and that spell active, but I'm also doing the mundane muggle shit that goes along with that spell. So you cannot be lazy in your efforts for this spell to work. You cannot expect it to work, because the universe is saying, this chick over here just lit the candle, but she's not even doing any of the damn work. So why am I going to, you know, give her this fabulous job that brings in all this money when she's not even willing to sacrifice or do the work that needs to be done in this job I'm going to give her? She's going to fail. So that's why you need to show the universe, like, hey, I'm serious. I'm ready to work. I'm networking. I'm putting in my resume. I'm contacting people. You know, my LinkedIn is up to date. I'm like, hey, you know, Betty, is your company hiring? You looking for headhunters. You have to do the muggle work in order for your spells to, thanks. Ooh, Lord. In order for it to manifest. Okay. Let's see. So true. I finally got enough shit cleared out to get the man. Hey, April, how are you? Let's see what's up. Let me look at comments. So Christina said, we cannot manifest what we inherently reject. Just can't happen. Wise words. Let's see. It was a nice late birthday gift. Haha, my birthday was Monday. Awesome. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy belated birthday. And Princess says, so true. I finally got enough shit cleared out to get the... Amen. I did too. I should tell you all that story too. But now I am trying to write a book. Oh my God, so much more self-work. It's almost like once you turn over stone, there's all this other stones you got to turn over, right? You're like, when am I ever just going to completely heal myself, right? So, thank you for posting the link, Christina, to the video. Tough love on that video. I love y'all, but some of y'all need a kick in the ass, and that's what I do as a coach. I lovingly push you off the edge into the abyss, right? So, Ellen said, yes, we have to do the work on ourselves for self-love first. And Karen said, I keep tagging you in here for Alicia. You love the teacher. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm going to make sure you're the group alone. Sage Goddess. You guys are talking about Sage Goddess. Got it. Sarah working on my Poshmark. Sarah just posted about how she's done some spell work and is doing really, really good. So So kudos to Sarah and congratulations to that. She's doing really, really well. So that is my top 3-4 reasons. I gave you an extra one about why some of your spells don't work. So if you want to hop on a call and try to figure out what is going on with your craft, you need to figure out why you're stuck. You need to work on a plan. You're tired of trying to figure it out by yourself. You need some foundation work. You need to remove all the BS and fluff, because I am not a fluff and I am straight to the point. When you're on a call with me, we're like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Let's get to the point, because we cannot waste any more time with this shit. So, do it. Schedule in the link. There's a link to schedule that call with me. It's a 30 minute. I tell, I give around 15 minutes, but sometimes it's a little bit more, whatever spirit guides me into how much time we need to spend together. So if you're tired of just not having power in your life and in your magic, and you're tired of trying to figure the answers out yourself, jump on that call with me. We'll map it out. We'll figure it out together, and we're going to work on a plan. So get that call in. The spots are limited for that. They are going super, super fast. So first come, first serve. So I don't want you to wait 2 weeks out, okay, to get that call. So, I may have the remains of a bruise from tears. Thanks for the push. Yeah. You're like, man, that knot on my head was like, I remember that knot. So, alright, my sisters, witch on, and we will talk to you later, and we'll see you in the Facebook group. Bye.